Trump becomes first president since 2002 not to visit troops at Christmas time. But that was, well, a bit premature. Just hours later, we learned that President and Melania Trump were already in Iraq, where the commander-in-chief spoke to the troops.
America shouldn't be doing the fighting for every nation on earth, not being reimbursed in many cases at all. So we're not the suckers of the world. We're no longer the suckers, folks.
But his speech triggered headlines such as this one in the New York Times. Trump Iraq visit is called a political rally. Joining us now to analyze the coverage, Gail Trotter, a commentator and host of the podcast Right in D.C. Beverly Hallberg, president of District Media D.C. and a contributor to The Hill and Washington Examiner. And Richard Fowler, radio talk show host and Fox News contributor. Gail Trotter, we've heard a whole lot of yes, but in the media. Yes, it's good he went to Iraq, but he should have gone sooner. Yes, but he should have stayed longer. Yes, but he shouldn't have talked about domestic politics or border security. Your thoughts?
Right. Well, you saw the tweet by NBC News saying that President Trump had not gone to a war zone. And that was about almost the same time as Air Force One was touching down in Iraq.
Which nobody knew at the time.
No, correct. But then as soon as that happened, they started nitpicking every part of the visit. The campaign paraphernalia being signed, the interactions that President Trump had with a Navy SEAL team, what Melania Trump was wearing at the visit to the soldiers in Iraq.
Definitely a major part of the story, that one.
Right. They're not going to let that escape. But Melania was the first woman to, first lady to visit Iraq. Her predecessor never went to a war zone. And we should see glowing reviews about that the bravery of her going to a war zone, even when she's the mother of a small child.
Beverly Hallberg, does some of this carping, fair or unfair, depending on the details, fuel the sense among Trump supporters that their guy can't buy a good headline just about no matter what he does?
I think the coverage of this is proof that Donald Trump, when he says that the news is fake news, it actually works in his favor. I was even surprised when I shouldn't say surprised, but when I saw the Washington Post, their article and their coverage of this, they didn't get into the who, the how, the when. They actually started by saying this whole visit was shrouded in secrecy and that there had been so much turmoil in the administration in this past week.
Secrecy for security reasons, for every president.
And so what we're seeing is reporters actually, when they're supposed to be fair, straight journalists, turning this into opinion journalists. Is there a place to give context after you lay out the facts? Absolutely. But when most of the stories, the first paragraph, the second paragraph, is all about their opinion, it does play to Trump's base who say he's been right all along. This is fake news and he can't get a fair shake.
Richard Fowler, the president does